According to a recent government report, menopause-age women are the fastest growing workforce demographic. Now, what's alarming though is that nearly 20% of women with menopause in the US have quit or consider leaving a job due to their menopause symptoms. Now, current research urges employers to support their valued female talent as they transition through menopause by taking menopause into account as a work, health, and safety issue. And in this premiere episode, I'll be covering menopause in the workplace and how it impacts the working environment, the importance of providing menopause training and policy in the workplace, and so much more. I'm Taufik Akir, and welcome to the Mr. Menopause Show. One of the most underserved health and wellness issues that almost every woman will experience in her lifetime is menopause. It is a natural progression in a woman's life that typically happens between the ages of 40 and 65. Now, some women can even experience early menopause in their mid to late 30s. Now, the start of menopause will vary for each woman. So will the duration, the specific symptoms that she experiences, and even whether she has weight gain or weight loss. And since these are natural variations that will differ depending on each woman's individual state of metabolic health, there is no one-size-fits-all solution to help with menopause either. You will need customized solutions for your specific needs. Now, most women and men only think of menopause as it relates to hot flashes and weight gain. And while these are two prevalent symptoms of menopause, there are believed to be up to 60 different symptoms that a woman can experience over the 4 to 10 years that menopause lasts. And some symptoms are mild, while others can be extremely debilitating. In my own practice, I've actually seen up to 45 menopause-related symptoms. What everyone needs to know is that menopause symptoms can be minimized, reversed, and even prevented with proper education, coaching, support, and resources. And this is not only just for the women going through menopause, but also for her employers, her peers, and for her family members. Employers should recognize that most women are thriving and at the peak of their careers during this stage of life. But without adequate education, support, resources, and solutions in place, many women quit their jobs or are reluctantly let go. Employers end up losing dedicated and valued female employees and have to spend extra time, money, and resources to find and train someone new. Now, according to Biote, a leading hormone optimization company who's based in Texas, 1 out of 4 women felt that their menopause symptoms negatively impacted their career development or work-related opportunities. Another study found that 52% of menopausal women believe their employers know nothing or very little about menopause, and 88% say that they wish their workplaces were more equipped to accommodate their menopause issues. It's clear based on the various studies from around the world that menopause in the workplace is causing a loss of valued female talent due to the lack of support, resources, and understanding in the workplace. And it's important for men to know that you need to be part of the conversation as well, because we can help to eliminate the stigma and the taboo around menopause by simply understanding and becoming part of the support system and part of the solution. And this is even further emphasized by the same Biote study where 30% of men said they never even discussed menopause. Menopause is a natural part of life for most women in the global workforce. Additionally, it coincides with when women are most likely qualified for promotions and senior leadership roles. Both women and men must recognize and eliminate the negative stigmas and taboos that are associated with menopause and the aging process to prevent losing highly qualified talent and potential leaders. Not to mention the support, empathy, and understanding that can actually help women navigate this inevitable part of their lives. And as I said before, menopause is not just a women's health issue. In fact, at work, it can even fall under diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I'll be talking more about that right after this. Current research urges employers to support their valued female employees as they transition through menopause by taking menopause into account as a work, health, and safety issue, especially since the job can also negatively influence menopause symptoms. Emotional discomfort, finances, workload, and social climate of the job can also exacerbate the mental, physical, and emotional symptoms of menopause, which will create a vicious cycle that seems to never end for many women in the workplace. Now, to underline the significance of female employee health and wellness, employers should take menopause symptoms seriously and implement training and policy to maintain their valued female talent. For businesses that want to implement diversity, equity, and inclusion within their current workforce, employers must support female employees who are experiencing menopause to maintain and excel in their positions. And I want to reiterate to everyone that menopause is not just a women's health issue. It is a woman's life issue, and it affects us all. Whether through romantic relationships, family members, friends, employers, or colleagues, menopause should be an inclusive conversation that everyone should be a part of. Employers should always keep diversity, equity, and inclusion in mind as they consider menopause in the workplace trainings and policy. Everyone in the entire organization should also participate in these pieces of training. And of course, each company is unique and different types of occupational cultures exist. Each will therefore need to modify the assistance and communications specifically for your organization and your culture. Creating a culture where employees can openly discuss menopause at work is one of the best ways that employers can help. But again, it's about finding what works best for your organization. Management and people in senior level positions must be on board from a cultural standpoint as well. When your team members and your employees observe executives who are freely discussing menopause, it encourages everyone to be honest and to share their personal experiences as well. And again, this varies from business to business. Some may prefer to concentrate on menopause awareness for all of their employees, while others may only want to focus on menopause symptom relief for those who are experiencing the menopause symptoms. Now, it's also important to note that not everyone experiencing menopause will identify as a woman. For LGBTQ plus individuals who are assigned female at birth who identify as transgender or non-binary, they may also experience menopause, which further highlights why menopause in the workplace falls under DEI and it's not just a women's health issue. Including a menopause in the workplace training and policy for your organization can be extremely easy to do, and the benefits will help to build a stronger team and a supportive working environment. Up next, I'm going to be sharing a few ways that you can make managing menopause in the workplace a little bit easier. Employers should take note of the workplace health and safety risks that you are obligated to minimize, reduce, or remove when possible. And you must ensure that menopause symptoms are not aggravated or worsened by the workplace or workplace practices. Employers might make reasonable on-site alterations to assist employees in managing their menopause symptoms and assessing staff health and safety issues. Adding menopause in the workplace training and policy can also ensure that you create an inclusive, supportive, and team-building working environment for all of your employees. And since nearly 8 out of 10 women in the workforce are in their menopausal years and are the fastest growing workforce demographic, if you employ, manage, or work with women, you need to understand that most will experience menopause symptoms at some point. So it's imperative to prepare ahead. Now, the first step in making menopause work in the workplace, as I've said before, is to create a supportive, inclusive, and secure working environment where employees feel that they can share their challenges at work that are caused due to their menopause symptoms, and at the least have options available that can help to manage menopause-related challenges at work. Even minor adjustments can make a huge difference. In fact, according to all of the data, even simply discussing menopause in public can lessen the burden of some symptoms and allow women going through the process to continue doing well in their jobs. See, employers need to identify the appropriate workplace changes or adjustments required to support their staff, and that's for all staff members, not just those going through menopause. It's also important to reduce barriers that could potentially prevent employees with menopause from fulfilling their true career potential. Here are a few simple things that you can implement into the workplace immediately. Number 1, allow temperature control and adjustments. 2, ventilation and access to fresh air. 3, changing to lighter breathable fabrics if your staff wears a uniform. 4, having access to cold water. 5, being seated close to the restroom. 6, allowing desk fans. 7, allowing work schedule flexibility. 8, more time to prepare before meetings, appointments, or engagements. And number 9, having access to menopause services or care. Little things can actually go a long way. It is also extremely beneficial to include menopause in the workplace training and policy within your organization. The ultimate goal of the menopause in the workplace training is to ensure that every member of your team understands what menopause is and how it can affect the work environment and productivity. It also informs staff on what support and help is in place, who they should speak to when symptoms affect their work output, what policies or guidelines are in place, and how employees can access those guidelines. Based on what I've shared, I hope you are enlightened and that you feel confident in the fact that you have a much better understanding of menopause, the life-altering effect it has on women in the workplace, and why it's essential to provide some level of menopause awareness and support in the workplace. Since more than 70% of menopausal women feel undersupported and misunderstood, by providing the needed resources and education to ensure that your valued employees have access to accredited coaching, guidance, and solutions for issues that they're struggling with, you don't only help the women who are experiencing menopause, it also helps you and your entire team by having training that provides a supportive, understanding, and inclusive working environment for everyone. This will boost morale, increase productivity, save on insurance costs, and attract more high-level team members. You know, growing up, I watched my mother struggle with a variety of health and weight issues for most of her adult life, including an early menopause, which started in her mid-30s. Back then, we never even talked about the term menopause. Back then, it was referred to as the change or the change of life. What I vividly remember, though, is my mom having severe and chronic hot flashes and other symptoms. But what I noticed the most was how she would isolate herself in her bedroom and suffer in silence, all alone. And knowing what I know now, it really breaks my heart knowing that she went through that without any support, any understanding, and without any relief. Women experiencing menopause symptoms should not suffer in silence or alone anymore. Employers, peers, co-workers, and family members can help by learning, understanding, empathizing, and creating a supportive and secure working environment. By providing menopause in the workplace training for managers and colleagues, along with targeted training solutions for your female employees, employers can help minimize, reverse, and even prevent menopause symptoms, which can have an even more significant impact on improving her work, her productivity, and her overall quality of life. It's good for all of your employees, it's good for her, and it's great for business. In next week's episode, you're going to meet Lynn Lawson. Lynn will be sharing her menopause story and how it significantly impacted her entire life. I hope you got value from this episode and that you'll share it with your family, friends, employers, and your colleagues. Until next time, please be safe and be well.